through March, dry winter season in our country. Although we say November through March, late September, first days of October, we prepare the land in two portions. One small for the seeds, and these are tobacco seeds. You're going to see how small they are. Probably the second smallest in the whole world. Right after a variant of the orchids. Mustard, yeah. Don't ask me which variant of orchids because I don't know. I'm sorry for that.
Oh my goodness.
And then one much larger for plantation.
Yes, you can.
Listen, impossible to be planted one by one because they are very small.
Right.
So we grab some in our hands and then like this, we're going to spread them on the small piece of land for the seed bed. Some water, some dry leaves, biological compost, there, they will be born. And then after 45 days, we will have baby tobacco plants of 10, 15 centimeters tall. Like these you can see in this picture, right?
That's how many weeks?
45 days,
Oh, 45 days.
Month and a half.
right? Like month and a half, right? Now there isn't room enough for them to grow and develop properly, so we transplant them one by one, by hand, no machine, from the seed bed to the plantation area. Now, there we will have some lines that we call surcos, Spanish word. And then using our finger, this one, we're going to plant them. One here, the left foot, regular step, the other one in the middle. Left foot, regular step, the other one in the middle. That's how it's done. You can take a look.
Wow.
We have 4 hectares of land. This is a small representation of our bigger land, of course, because it's easier for you to come and see. At the end of the day, we have no bags.
Yeah.
Good. Now, the plants remain in the field for 3 months. But after the second month, it's very important to remove the flower buttons from almost all the plants in the field.
Sorry.
Because we need them to stop growing up. And then we encourage them to grow sideways, like this. Because cigars are rolled from the leaves of the plant. We need big leaves, not big stems. We don't remove all the flower buttons because we need some flowers. You can take a look. Tobacco flower.
Wow.
Beautiful. Yeah. Because from the flowers, we're going to get the seeds for next season. That's simple. Now, after 90 days, after the 3 months, the plants are ready for harvesting. How are we going to do it? Come with me.
Can we plant these?
You can get rid of the seeds here. Don't worry, they're not going to be born here. Or you can take them back to your country and then grow your own tobacco plants.
Right.
Roll your own cigars, and then you take them back to me. We compare.
Yeah.
This is what we call the table in the field. We're going to take a small circular blade and then we're going to cut the stem into 5 sections. We're going to put the leaves like this position on this wooden structure that we call puje, Spanish word. Leaves to the right and to the left. You can take a look at how it's done. This is a harvesting process, right? Now, the leaves remain under the sun only for a couple of days, no more. Of course, if it's not raining. And then we take them into the barn for the drying process. Drying process here in the barn 3 other months, okay? Come with me. Are you all from the U.S.?
Yes.
All of you?
Yes.
Te digo, póngame la banderita ahí en el aula. Yeah. Everybody come on in. There's plenty of room for everybody. You can see in the field, we were harvesting, but then we had to stop because the other day it was raining, so we have to leave the plants get dry again. Now you can see the leaves are already hanging here in the drying process. Drying process 3 other months, as I said before. It is the whole barn full of hanging leaves, but the position of the leaves here in the drying barn in the 3 months will not remain the same. It is very important to rotate the whole barn every once a week to have a balanced drying process. Why? The leaves that are closest to the ceiling, they will get dry faster in comparison to those that are closer to the ground because of humidity. So, how is it done? One farmer, excuse me, my friend. One farmer here, the other farmer over there, climbing up using these as ladder steps. Let me tell you, not only is it very exhausting, but also very dangerous. Imagine one of us falling down to the ground from up there. We will never be able to smoke a cigar again. But you don't worry about it. It has never happened. That day we will have to be very well focused on what we are doing. So that day, no rum until the job is done, of course.
What are the sheds made out of? What kind of vegetation is that?
The leaves of a palm tree. Yeah, they control humidity and temperature. For you to have an idea, when it's too hot outside, inside cooler.
It's nice in here
When
right
it's
now.
too cold outside, inside warmer.
Nice.
Okay, the other way around. Yes,
How do you keep it from molding?
molding. No,
Mold.
they just get dry.
They just dry, they don't
Yeah,
mold?
no rain would not come in.
Okay.
Right? Now listen. The whole production is always divided into 90% and 10%. The 90% big number, right? Because of the contract, the government will come and buy the dry leaves from the farmers. We only keep 10% for ourselves, for family consumption, but most importantly, also to sell our production to people like you. There are many tourists that when they come to Cuba, in the end, they want to take back for friends or relatives good cigars. Two places where you can find them. Number one, the specialized cigar shop from the government, yeah. Number two, a farm like this. The cigars from the government, they are the best in the whole world. The cigars from the farmers, they are the best in the whole world as well. Now, what's the difference? Those from the government, because of the original rings, labels, marks, they are very expensive because of taxes that must be paid. Here, we use no original rings, so the prices are very economic. We highly recommend that you never buy cigars on the street from a stranger, even when they have the original rings. At the customs house, they have the technology to discover whether a ring is not official, so you better be careful about that. Good. After the drying process, the leaves are still not ready for rolling or smoking because they still have impurities, acidity, nicotine, and then those toxic substances, we need to remove them as much as we can through another process that we call the fermentation process. Very important. You can take a look at this material. This is yagua, Spanish word. Yagua is part of the leaf of our national tree, royal palm tree. It is hard, flexible, and humid at the same time. This is like a natural humidor. With this, we're going to build 1 meter cubic boxes like this one for the fermentation. Now, we're going to put the dry leaves inside, and then we're going to moisten the leaves with a cocktail that we make from, I'm going to say only 4 elements. The other are part of our secret. The cocktail is made from water, honey, natural fruit juices, and the vitamin R. Vitamin R. You don't know?
No.
Rum. Alcohol, that's very good for fermentation. So we put the dry leaves.
Does that give flavor to the cigar?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
We put the dry leaves inside. We spray the leaves with this cocktail. We press them down gently with our hands. More leaves, more cocktail. Press them down, and so on. Now, when the box is filled, we close it tight, real tight, with ropes, as you see. And fermentation process will take place inside the box, minimum 6 other months.
Wow.
Minimum. If it is 8 or 10, that's even better. Tobacco leaves are just like a good wine. More aged, better taste. Okay? That's it. So, this is also known as tobacco fever. In the 6 months, temperature here will increase a great deal. Okay? Like curing the leaves.
Right, because it's fermented.
The leaves in the field, they are first green, then in the barn, they turn yellow. You can see. Finally brown. And these are the fermentation boxes. Every box is capable of fermenting up to 50 kilograms of leaves.
Wow.
That is more than 100 pounds. Got it?
Heavy. Yes.
Good. Is this in any way boring?
No.
Interesting?
Very tiring. Tiring to think about.
A lot of work.
A lot of work. Yeah.
Follow me, guys.
Relax. Oh,
I don't need to go. That's about it. Cool.
Welcome to my classroom. Now this is my classroom, so I will be your teacher. You will be my students. At the end of the lesson, we're going to have a quiz. Now, would you like to have the quiz written or oral?
Oral.
Good. You can take a seat on both sides of the table. Yeah. Now you can see harvesting process already started. Now the first two lines here, the flower buttons were not removed, so you can see the flowers. Now, those plants with flowers, they will grow very tall, and the leaves will not be big. Okay? Those, the other plants that we removed the flower button from, yeah, they will produce big leaves. Okay.
Something is eating the leaves.
Yes, it is. But when you go deeper in the field, you won't see them.
So you don't need to use pesticides? Or...
We have to use pesticide. I'm going to explain how we get our own pesticide.
Okay.
Listen, in this folder, I have pictures of important personalities of the world holding a cigar in their hands. Let's see if you recognize them all.
The Pope
Oh, the Pope, right?
What's that? Here? Or
No,
just in
no,
Cuba?
probably in the Vatican.
Ah, no. Okay.
Pelé.
The soccer player or a foosball.
Of course, Mr. Clooney.
Winston Churchill.
Churchill. Winston Churchill.
Oh,
Colombian writer.
Oh.
Winner of the Nobel.
Hemingway?
No. Colombian writer. Winner of the Nobel Prize of Literature. Gabriel Garcia Marquez.
Oh, yeah.
Princess Diana.
Oh, that's so drug lord.
Yes. Diego Armando Maradona.
Is that?
And now there comes the most famous of all, holding a cigar.
I'm waiting for some,
wow.
Yeah, that's me.
Nice.
Okay.
the most important.
Right.
Good. This is an adult tobacco plant with no flower on top. Now, according to the position of the leaves in the plant, we have three types of leaves mainly. The top leaves, the middle leaves, and the bottom ones. Now, the top leaves, they've received more rays from the sun. That's why they will be thicker in texture, darker in color, and in flavor, stronger. The middle leaves, they will be the largest ones, most elastic, most beautiful. And then the bottom leaves, they will be the opposite as the top ones. Less rays from the sun, but at the same time, more humidity from the ground. That's why they will be thinner in texture, lighter in color, and in flavor. Not strong, just mild.
Is that how they make like light cigarettes versus regular cigarettes?
No. It is very important. It is very important to know how to combine different leaves at the time of rolling different flavor cigars. For example, Monte Cristo number 4. This one is medium flavor cigar. So we're going to combine leaves from the top, the middle, and the bottom. That's why it's medium flavor. Now this one, Romeo and Juliet. Winston Churchill used to smoke it. That is the cigar of love, medium light flavor cigar. Combination of leaves from the middle to the bottom only. And finally, the Cohiba cigars. Maybe you have heard about the name Cohiba. Very famous, the most wanted in the whole world. Those are medium strong flavor cigars. Combination of leaves from the middle to the top. The Cohiba cigars tend to be the most expensive because simply the top leaves are the most difficult to get. Okay? It seems to be easy, but it is not, let me tell you.
You would know.
I know.
Yeah.
Now, when to roll a cigar? Best times to roll cigars: early in the morning, late in the afternoon. Right now, it's not good to roll cigars.
Why?
It is drier. Early in the morning, late in the afternoon, more humid. Notice that after fermentation, we keep the leaves in plastic, so they keep humidity. If at the time of rolling the cigars, the leaves are too dry, they will easily break. Mhm. And it takes time, it takes experience, knowledge to roll cigars. Because everybody, you can roll a cigar, but then you will have to know how to blend them, the leaves. Okay.
So it sounds like it's the mixture of whatever you put them to dry in, plus the mixture of the leaves that give it its uniqueness.
Yes. You can take a look. This is very dark leaf, right? Probably middle top. Okay. This is a bit lighter. And then, for example, from here, you're gonna get one leaf, which is bigger,
Oh yeah.
probably from the middle. Now I'm gonna have to excuse myself because the leaves that we use for the demonstration, of course, will not be the best leaves from the production. Where are they? In the cigars that we sell. That's simple. Okay. I am not the best roller in the family.
I am.
My brother is.
Having a good time?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Learning something today?
Oh yeah.
Okay, a cigar consists of three parts. The first part, we call it the filler. It is interior of the cigar. It is very important because it has to do with flavor and combustion. Now, I am going to make the filler, the first part. The first thing that we do is remove the central veins from the leaves. Now there comes the question, why removing the central veins? Because according to scientific studies, between 80 and 90% of the nicotine in the leaves concentrate here in the central veins. That's why our cigars are less addictive, less harmful than regular cigarettes. Now, the central veins are used in the factories to make cigarettes. That's why cigarettes.
So you get to.
That's what.
You can sell them.
The central veins? No.
No.
That's why cigarettes require a filter in the end, so you can smoke them. Now, we've removed the central veins, but we don't throw them away. In the farm, we're going to put them in boiling water, 20-25 minutes, then resting in the shade a whole week, like fermenting. We're going to get a substance that we call tabaquina. Tabaquina, Spanish name, is going to help us eliminate all types of plagues, pests, insects, and not only from tobacco but also from other plantations. So these, to us, become natural pesticide. You are right now in Viñales, small piece of land protected by UNESCO. So you forget about the use of chemicals. That's prohibited here. That's why our cigars are 100% biological, ecological, natural.
Is that your decision, or that's what the government says it has to be?
The UNESCO.
UNESCO. Okay.
UNESCO.
So are all cigar makers here on the island? Do they all follow that?
Only
or no?
Viñales.
Ah, okay. That's what makes it special.
Only Viñales. Okay.
Yeah.
Patrimony of mankind.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, this is the position of the leaves in the drying process. The remaining percentage of nicotine, because of gravity, will concentrate here in the tips more than in the base. So At the time of making the filler, it should be balanced in flavor. If it is not, we're going to smoke a cigar strong at the beginning, mild in the end, or the other way around. So we have to split in two. And then the tips from the right to the left, and these from the left to the right. That's simple. And then we're going to take this blade, this half a moon blade that we call chaveta, Spanish name. We're going to cut the tips from the right, the hand as a ruler. No, we're not going to cut the hand, you don't worry. We just cut the tips from the left, and this is more or less the length of my cigar. Now from the right to the left, from the left to the right. I have made my filler and it is balanced in flavor. And then I give a small massage with our fingertips, with my fingertips. Massage number 1. Good. Right. That's part number 1. Part number 2, part number 2, we call it the binder. It is the half a middle leaf. And the unique function of binder is giving this filler cylindrical shape. We're going to put it in diagonal position, and then we are going to start rolling forward. Always forward, never backwards. Why never backwards? Because it gets undone. And then we keep on rolling, just like this. Rolling, rolling forward, takes time. This is with patience. We're going to cut here. You don't worry about that. That will be for tabaquina. Also, we cut here. And then we need to seal our binder. And for that, we're going to use honey. At the factories, they use the maple tree leaf syrup, imported from Canada. They can afford to import things from other countries. They are the government. Now we have to use what the land gives us. Honey. Why honey? It is natural, ecological, biological, very tasty, and above all things, aphrodisiac.
So do you grow bees?
No, we don't. We just buy the honey from other people.
Okay.
So we put some honey here, and then it's going to have a couple of functions. Number 1, sealing the binder. Number 2, improving the flavor because we smoke it through here. Now, we must give it some pressure. For that, well, in the factories, they use pressing machines capable of pressing up to 100 cigars, same time, only 20-25 minutes.
Wow.
They can afford to use machines. We cannot, because we know that machines at the end of the day will release cigars not too good for smoking. They're going to be too tense. So we're going to take a small piece of newspaper. This is very important, from Cuba, not from the States. And then in diagonal position, we start rolling forward, but this time we apply some pressure. So my cigar is going to be under pressure, like Queen, like David Bowie, Freddie Mercury. The song Under Pressure. And then we keep on rolling forward all of the time. Paper will bring strength and shape to the cigar. For example, you can touch. It's going to be a bit harder, yes or no? It's going to be resting in the shade. How long? 24 hours.
I guess the paper also helps it ignite, or no?
What?
So, empezar el fuego. O sea, when you, how do you say ignite in
They
Spanish?
take it off.
Take it off.
Oh, you do?
They take it off.
Okay, ándale. No, but
Okay. Good. The last part, the third last part, last but not least, we call it the outside leaf, or simply the wrapper. It is the half, a middle bottom leaf, because it should be fine, it should be elastic, it should be beautiful. If we were going to compare the cigar to a woman, this is like her dress. Now we take chaveta, and then we're going to cut the edges to make the leaf uniform. Also, in the inside, we cut it. Cutting in the inside is known as bleeding. These little veins, when we cut them, they bleed out some nicotine as well. I'm sorry, I don't have 24 hours to wait. So I will remove my cigar from its pressing machine. It has been there only a couple of minutes, and it's in better shape, you can see, and also harder. Imagine 24 hours. And then, this is the last part. We put the wrapper in diagonal position, the veins facing up parallel to the cigar, darker color down. And then we roll forward. But apart from rolling, we're going to do 3 other actions at the same time. We're going to stretch the leaf, we're going to iron and then massage. Stretch, iron, and massage. This is done slowly, carefully, many times. We have to go back, restart. We close it like a pigtail head. We have 2 different types of head. Pigtail, like this one, and the classic head, like this one. Okay. The last massage, the hand as a ruler, the guillotine, and then we finally size it here. So, my cigar, hand rolled using no machine, not ready for smoking, bends over, and that's because of humidity. That is completely normal. Now we have to remove humidity from the cigar. How? We take it back in paper, Cuban newspaper. And then we roll forward. Now this time pressure is no longer necessary. We just roll it. And then
Absorb the moisture.
it's going to be resting in the shade for another 72 hours, 3 more days. Paper will absorb humidity. It will be ready for smoking. Okay? I'm going to show you how to smoke cigars here. It is not the same to smoke a cigar than smoke cigarettes. You smoke cigarettes one after the other. You smoke cigars only when you have something to celebrate. Like for example, you make a new friend, you find a better job, or let's say that you're simply in Cuba. To me, like, let's say today's Thursday, so I celebrate.
Yeah, all the days that end in
Yeah. A baby's born, family meetings,
Sun comes out.
Christmas time, the end of a year, someone's getting married. Many cases when someone else is filing for divorce, so you want to celebrate, why not? And then cigars get married like people do. That is marriage. You can smoke it together with a very good glass of wine or whiskey or champagne or tequila or vitamin R. Early in the morning with a very good cup of coffee. Late in the afternoon with some tea, some chocolate. Here in our farm, we smoke it with honey. Natural, medicinal, healing properties, and it is sticky. It will kind of block the nicotine coming out into your body. That's a natural filter. Notice that when lighting the cigar, I never put it directly in my mouth. Because we treat cigars like treating a lady. When you take a lady directly in the mouth, you get slapped in the face. So you have to hit first, like convincing. And this is the head of the cigar. Sorry. This is the head of a cigar. It is closed, so we cut it open with a guillotine. Yes, literally, we cut the head with a guillotine. Like in the French Revolution, you cut here, you give your last massage, you put the natural filter, you can see,
Nice.
it is blocking the nicotine. It is very, very tasty. Before smoking, you wear the hat. And then you simply smoke. Wow, c'est la vie. Very nice. Lighting a cigar is like a ritual. You take your time. When the ash is from gray to white, you can take a look. That is a sign of top quality, reliable cigar.
Once you light it, do you have to keep relighting it, or does it stay lit like a cigarette?
Keep lighting.
It is not a cigarette. It is a
It's
cigar.
slow. It's just so
Yeah, I
take
don't
one,
know. I
then you
don't-
light it.
Now, let's talk about the smoke. You are not supposed to inhale the smoke. But if you are cigarette smokers, if you are used to inhaling, let me tell you, you can do it. Small percentage, nothing happens. Now, notice that the smoke does not stink.
Right.
It doesn't have bad smell. That is why. Because there are no chemicals, that's simple, all natural. Now, to keep a balanced burning process, it is very important to rotate this cigar in your mouth when pulling all of the time. And then you use the tricks like kissing hard, right? You can take a look. Rotation and kissing hard.
Ah.
Now let's talk about the ash. You never remove it. You never flick it like a cigarette. No. You just enjoy watching how large it can be without falling by itself. The larger the ash, the better the quality. Not only of the cigar, also of the person who smokes. There are competitions to see who holds the largest ash without falling by itself. I'm gonna tell you a story about Winston Churchill, great British ex-prime minister. As many politicians do, he cheated sometimes. He used to put a stick inside the cigar so the ash never fell. He was always a winner.
I'm sorry.
Now, men hold cigars like this, using only one finger. This one, right? Like a hook. Do you know why? Well, with the other fingers, we're going to control the vitamin R. Now, ladies, how do you hold cigars when smoking? Like this. 3 fingers. And why? Because it is more sexy, that's simple. If the lady wants some shot of vitamin R, she must use her other hand. You see, more style in the end. Now, one last thing. This is a cigar that you can smoke it all at once, or you can stop smoking and continue later, same cigar. In that case, we always ask you to please never crush it out like you do with a cigarette. You never do that. It has been 14-15 months from the seed to finally smoking this piece of art. So we kind of owe respect what we have here. All the family involved, all labor's handmade, traditional, no machines. So, what to do? You put it on the ashtray like that. It has the capacity of burning out by itself. That is not a cigarette, that is a cigar. That's what I call die with dignity. You go away to do what you have to do. Now, when you return, it will be eventually burnt out. And then, what do? You take the guillotine again, and now one finger behind the ash, behind combustion, behind the burned part. You cut it, and then you light it again. That's it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is tobacco culture in my country. I hope that you have learned something new today. I hope that you have enjoyed my presentation. Thank you so much.
Is it only your family who works, or do you have to hire help?
Yes, and that's a good question. We are 12 people in the family involved in the whole process of tobacco. But when it's harvesting time, when it's planting time, we need to hire some other people. That's why we need to sell our production.
Because the government has a fixed price, I would imagine, that they buy.
And that is a digital currency
Yeah.
that we never see, we never touch. And you have been here to Cuba. You know how this works, right? Most of the time, no connection. Most of the time, no electricity.
Right.
So, how to work with the cards, with the digital currency. Very hard for us.
Wow. Yeah.
That's it. So, now, I will invite you to taste one of our cigars. It's going to be the first one. Volunteer. Cohiba, that's a nice story. When the Spaniards came to America and discovered us, they saw the Cuban Aboriginal Indians smoking dry leaves in cylindrical shape, similar to a cigar. They wanted to know, they wanted to try. And then when the Indians noticed that they wanted to try, they would say the word cohiba, cohiba, which in the Cuban Aboriginal Indian language meant like an invitation.
The cultivation.
That's it.
The cohiba was the name given by the Indians to the tobacco plant and also to the cigars they used to make.
Ah, okay.
So, we're gonna try one.
Ray?
Someone, okay.
Ladies first.
No, Ray first.
Su nombre, mi amigo. Rey.
Are you a lady going first?
¿La digo la mujer primero?
Hey. She first.
Gotta do
Your,
me.
your name?
Amy.
Amy. Like Amy Adams.
Okay.
Side question, the goat won't eat the tobacco?
No,
Don't like it?
no,
Will horses or cattle or anything?
no. No animals eating the tobacco plant. Because it
Amy?
Yes.
You need my hat.
Oh, gotta have the hat on.
Put it in your mouth and then
Above
You
the
pull.
goat, there's some round pink, looks like flowers or something.
kind of flowers. Yeah.
What is that?
pull.
We call it violet.
Enjoy the smoke in your mouth 1-2 seconds and then you slowly let it out. Okay,
Thank you.
that's it. Tell me something about the flavor inside.
The honey is great.
I know.
Did you get honey on that?
The rest is good too.
Right.
Oh yeah, there's honey.
It's good.
We are using this torch because as you can see, we are almost in the open here. And then sometimes it's windy and a regular lighter will not do here. But back home, yeah, you can do it.
Traditional way is just good in matches.
Uh-huh.
Amy,
This is an
Yes.
open
I
place.
need
It's
my
not
hand.
so-
for Rey.
Ray.
Rey.
Amy,
Boca, por
Amy,
favor.
how am I supposed to
Y
hold it?
vamos a...
Yeah, like that. Okay.
Encito, aquí tenemos un fumador profesional.
knows
de-
how to smoke
¿De
a
dónde es?
cigar.
Rey, ¿ustedes de dónde? México.
Ay, Dios mío. Estados Unidos.
Pero habla muy bien el español.
Era puertorriqueño. Era puertorriqueño.
Los papás.
¿Y qué piensas?
I can smell that.
Smells good.
Yeah, it does. Doesn't smell like a cigarette.
Smooth. Yeah.
Very good.
I think you had someone else who wanted to try.
Are you inhaling?
Lila
Amy?
does.
Yeah.